Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope your weekend is going well. I thought we would talk a little bit about Costa Rica today. Ever since the last 3 months that I've been in this location, and I have my Airbnb link below, or the owner's Airbnb link below, I've gotten more and more interest about Costa Rica, and I actually in the last 2 weeks have gotten a number of emails from people that are interested in the Airbnb. So I thought I would just talk about this for 2017 and start getting some thoughts together and start taking a little feedback from people and seeing when people might be interested, so maybe we can put together some sort of a gathering. Now listen, I do this all the time. I'm in Costa Rica all the time. I like to hang out with people all the time, so you don't necessarily come do something with me, come to Costa Rica, whatever. There doesn't have to be a set retreat. In fact, I like one-on-one type stuff. I'd love to just see people come and just wherever I'm at, hang out. I'll take them around. I'll show you what's in the area. You can tell me your interest, but you don't have to wait until there's a set dates and retreats because, I don't have that huge of a following. So it may be a while before I get that many people that are interested in any one given week. But I thought I would just throw that out there, and maybe some people, maybe I can start getting some feedback towards a good time. And also too, people, I've gotten some questions about wanting to book at this Airbnb, and what I'm telling people is, if this is your first video, or if you haven't seen it in any of the other videos since I've been here on the mountain, the house where I'm currently located and doing an Airbnb is for sale. It could go any day. It's priced really well. Also too, if there's anybody out there that's seen something, watched some of my videos in the last 3 months, check this place out. It's only listed at like $320 or so. Probably can pick it up for $300,000, but the place is for sale. Could be gone anytime. Therefore, we're not taking bookings more than about 6 weeks, 2 months at a time out, because we just never know. And we did have a really hot prospect recently who still might make an offer. So I can't really make plans at this property more than 60 days out at a time. But if people wanted to plan to come down, I'm going to be somewhere. I'm going to be doing what I do, and probably I'm going to have a little bit more autonomy in the next place that I go. In other words, I'm thinking about starting to really set up shop, having a place where people can come to visit. I love this place. This place has been great. My friend's great. He treats me well. But, you're working with other people, and I kind of have to work within his constraints, and I have to, make sure I'm taking care of his needs from the Airbnb and from the VRBO. I can't play as much because it's not mine and I'm not the decision maker. So I'm going to be looking for just the right accommodations when I make the next move. And more than likely we'll be doing an Airbnb. So the point being is, we can make some plans. I'm going to be somewhere. Now, a couple of ideas I've got. There's like March-ish or so. I know Chris Kendall has a retreat. He does a retreat down at the Farm of Life. He may do a couple. Don't misquote me on his information, but I know there's some retreats going on in March, in the first quarter of the year. So that might be a good time. You might coordinate something. If you were going to do a retreat, maybe we do a little, because might get-togethers, like especially if you came here, they're not going to be pricey or super pricey, depending on what you want. So you might be able to do that. You might be able to work in, we might be able to work in doing something on your way to a retreat. The Costa Rica Fruit Festival next year in September. And that was when I had those horrible people here at the house. Of all the people to have been here and the timing, I was hoping, a good number of people could have maybe spent a couple of nights here before they went to the fruit festival and or after the fruit festival. But I had the clients from hell, the guests from hell here, so that wasn't possible. But I'm thinking maybe next year, if anybody out here is interested in the Costa Rica Fruit Festival, it looks pretty cool. I'm going to say very likely, I don't ever say definitely, but I'm going to say very likely I'm going to go next year. And we can make some sort of a plan to do something before or after. Or those are just 2 times of the year. Maybe there's another time of the year that's more conducive to travel for people. I will tell you a little bit about Costa Rica in general. It's from January until Easter is what is our high season. Now, probably where I go next is not going to be in a tourist area, so it's not affected as much by high season, the prices, and you know, I'll have a place where I just rent monthly, so that won't be a thing, but it's something to think about, depending on where we would do something or where you would come to. The high season is more expensive. After Easter, things get a little bit cheaper. And who knows, I might find another location. I might not find that perfect spot in my next move, but I've been here for 17 years, got lots of connections down here. I can reach out to people. I can find places. I've got a place right now in Tinamaste, in Platanillo, Tinamaste, which is the best area for food in this country, in my opinion. Just the videos where I was last September. The place where I stayed, I can get that place for a song to rent out the whole shebang. And I think the whole place would sleep like, what did I figure? I think I figured like 15, 18 people. And I can get it for really cheap. So I got places all over the country like that. You know, I have people sometimes that they make their plans and they know I'm living here and they've been networking with me and they didn't consult me. And I'm like, well, dude, I knew a place. I knew a guy. When you live somewhere for 17 years, you know a guy. And I haven't been all purity and eating raw for 17 years, so I know all kind of guys. I know all kind of people. I got all kind of connections down here. Whether you want to surf, whether you want to skateboard, whether you want to learn photography, no matter what you want to do. I probably know somebody down here that does it because I've just been here so long. But anyhow, purpose of the video on the weekend, like I say, is if some people could start throwing out some ideas and maybe we could start honing this thing into a gathering or something like that. Or like I say, you can come anytime, but if I got enough response to where there was a certain time that might be conducive for a lot of people, maybe I'll offer something for a week or for 2 weeks or for a month. Anything I do is going to be kind of unorthodox. So, I mean, you know, like people ask me a lot of times when I do these videos, when are the retreats going to start? Now, don't go expecting one of these little proper cutesy retreats like other people do, where you get your itinerary when you show up there and it's like, day one at 7:45 or at 6:45 we will eat this, then you will have 30 minutes to rest, then you will do yoga. No, I never did vacations like that because I don't, honestly, and no offense if anybody likes that, different strokes for different folks. I've never been a cruise guy either because cruise is just herding the people on and they're rushing through stuff. That's not how I travel, but to each their own, you know, so, but anyhow, let me know. Let me know if there's interest in getting a gathering together. It would just be something light and fun. There wouldn't, you know, it would be kind of a loose thing. I'm just envisioning a place where a nice place, like a place like this, or even a little bit bigger, where we had a nice, cool group of, say, 10 to 12 people, and we just made a lot of food together. We went to the markets together. We bought a lot of food together. We prepared a lot of food together. Maybe we'll share some recipes. Whatever area I'm in at the time, whether it be here, whether it be somewhere else. We will go see the attractions in that area. You've got a volcano here. We have a wildlife reserve around here. We have a couple of rescue centers around here. That Tinamaste, Platanillo area, there's an outstanding waterfall down there amongst some others. That's actually a really good place. That's where I want to end up. That's the place, and I know I keep harping on it, that's where I'm going to end up. Got to have a car down there though, because where I was staying last September was perfect for me. You know, I've been telling you guys since I've been in the mountains, I kind of got burned out on that heat, just being hot, sweating hot all the time. Well, this place I stayed last September, it's about at the same altitude I'm at right now, about 3,500 feet. And it was chilly at night. You'd sleep under covers at night, and it rained a good bit in this time of year, and it was chilly. Yet you could get in your car and you could be at the beach. The beach, I remember the sign, the beach was 12 kilometers, which is about 7 miles, 8 miles. You could be at the beach in 15 minutes. So you got the best of both worlds. And that is where hopefully I'm going to end up eventually. So anyhow, give me your thoughts, give me some questions. What time of year do you travel? I know a lot of you are going to say you just can't do it. You don't have the money. You don't, or maybe you have kids. I know when you have kids, it's tough to schedule things because, you know, you're scheduling around school, you're scheduling around their activities. But for anybody out there that's interested, just holler. Anyhow, I hope you guys like this one. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Hope you'll subscribe and share this one around. Maybe there's some other vegans out there. And this isn't just raw vegans. I'm a raw vegan. I keyword for raw vegan. There's the secret on YouTube. I put raw vegan in there a lot. It's keywording. But I'd be happy to have anybody down here. I don't think you're going to be cooking food very much when you're here, just because there's too much food available. There's too much fresh stuff, and it's warm down here. Not cold. So anyhow, hope you guys are having a good weekend. Peace.